Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Detroit Lions fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to the NFL landscape lately, you know that the offseason has been anything but quiet, especially in the NFC North. And for the Detroit Lions, this offseason has been a whirlwind of strategic moves, coaching changes, and now potentially some blockbuster trades that could reshape their entire defensive core. The latest buzz. Trevon Diggs, one of the most talented and ball-hawking cornerbacks in the league, might soon be wearing the Honolulu blue and silver. Yes, you heard that right. The Detroit Lions are reportedly in the mix to acquire Diggs from the Dallas Cowboys, and trust me, this isn't just any trade rumor. This could be a game changer. Let's back up a little and set the scene. The Cowboys, as we all know, are heading into what could be a pivotal season. They've already made a bold move by trading away Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers, a move that signals they're looking to shake things up, perhaps rebuild or retool their roster. Parsons, as many of you know, is one of the most dynamic edge rushers in the league, and losing him leaves a significant void on their defensive front. But the Cowboys aren't done yet. They're eyeing another potential shakeup, and Trevon Diggs could be the next piece to move. Diggs, for those who follow him, is known for his incredible ball skills, his ability to make game-changing plays, and his knack for creating turnovers. His talent is undeniable, but this offseason has seen some tension simmering beneath the surface. Reports suggest that Diggs has been a bit disgruntled with the team, feeling perhaps undervalued or frustrated with the current state of his role. Meanwhile, the Cowboys have just extended Deron Bland, which indicates they're doubling down on their current cornerback duo. This combination of factors, Diggs' dissatisfaction, the recent extension of Bland, and the team's apparent willingness to shake up their roster, makes it seem like Diggs' time in Dallas might be coming to an end. And that's where the Lions come into the picture. The Lions, as we all know, are eager to bolster their defense after a season that showed flashes of brilliance, but also exposed some vulnerabilities, especially in the secondary. They're entering 2025 with some significant coaching changes, losing both their offensive and defensive coordinators to head coaching jobs elsewhere. That means they're in a bit of a transition period, trying to find their footing and establish a new identity. But one thing is clear, they can't afford to neglect their secondary, especially at cornerback. Currently, Detroit's starting cornerbacks are Terrion Arnold and DJ Reed. Now, Arnold has shown promise, but he's still relatively young and unproven as a full-time starter, and DJ Reed is a solid veteran presence. But behind them, the depth chart gets a little shaky. Khalil Dorsey and Rock Ya-Sin are good players, but if injuries strike or if they need to rely on them heavily, the Lions might find themselves in a tough spot. Depth at cornerback is crucial in today's NFL, especially when facing high-powered passing attacks and versatile offenses. So, if Trevon Diggs becomes available, the Lions make a lot of sense as a trade partner. They're in a position where they need to be aggressive, to add talent and experience to their secondary, and Diggs would be an ideal fit. His ability to create turnovers, his instincts in coverage, and his ball-hawking skills could elevate the entire defensive unit. Imagine him lining up opposite DJ Reed, with the potential to shut down top receivers and create chaos for opposing quarterbacks. That kind of talent can change games. And it's not just about starting him. Diggs' presence would also boost the confidence and development of the younger players in the room, giving the Lions a true lockdown corner to complement their existing talent. Now, let's also consider the bigger picture. The Lions have been building something special over the past few seasons. They've shown resilience, growth, and a real desire to compete at the highest level. With Jared Goff leading the offense, which remains one of the most efficient units in the league, and a revamped coaching staff trying to adapt and improve, adding a player like Diggs could be the final piece to push them over the edge. A true difference-maker in the secondary could be the key to unlocking their full potential and making a deep playoff run, maybe even contending for that elusive Super Bowl title they've been chasing for so long. Of course, acquiring Diggs wouldn't come without its challenges and considerations. The Cowboys, as we know, would want a substantial return for a player of Diggs' caliber. They might be looking for draft picks, perhaps a young player, or a combination of assets that make the deal worthwhile. But from the Lions' perspective, this trade makes sense. They have the cap space, the draft capital, and the need to be aggressive if they want to take that next step. A trade for Diggs could also send a message across the league that Detroit is serious about contending and willing to make bold moves to get there. What about the impact on the team chemistry and the locker room? Well, bringing in a player of Diggs' talent and experience would certainly energize the defense. His competitive fire and playmaking ability would set a standard for the young players like Arnold and Dorsey. It's also about adding a veteran presence who knows how to make game-changing plays in critical moments. That kind of leadership, even if it's just through performance on the field, can be contagious and elevate the entire team's confidence heading into the season. And let's not forget, in the NFL, trades like these are often the difference between a good team and a great one. The Lions have everything in place to make a serious run, but they need that extra edge, that spark, something to push them from being playoff contenders to Super Bowl challengers. Adding Trevon Diggs could be that spark. His skill set aligns perfectly with what they need, a shutdown corner who can also take the ball away and turn it into points. That's exactly the kind of impact player who can flip the momentum of games and give Detroit that extra push in tight situations. Looking at the bigger NFL picture, it's clear that teams are always looking to fine-tune their rosters, and the Lions are no different. But if this trade does materialize, it signals a shift in how Detroit sees itself: more aggressive, more confident, ready to take on the best and beat them. It also raises questions about the future of the Cowboys' secondary and how they plan to rebuild or retool after trading away key players like Micah Parsons and potentially Trevon Diggs. Now, fans, I want you to imagine what this could mean for the Lions on the field. A cornerback duo of DJ Reed and Trevon Diggs. That's a nightmare for offenses. Imagine the turnovers, the pressure on quarterbacks, and the potential for game-changing plays that could swing momentum in Detroit's favor. It's exciting to think about, isn't it? And that's what makes NFL offseason rumors so intriguing, because they have the power to alter the landscape, to give teams that extra boost they need to push through the playoffs and ultimately chase that Super Bowl dream. But of course, nothing is guaranteed in the NFL. These deals take time, negotiations are complex, and there are always other factors at play. Still, the idea of Detroit making a bold move for Trevon Diggs is enough to energize the fanbase, to spark discussions and debates about what the team's future could look like. And you can be sure that the Lions' front office is exploring every option, weighing the pros and cons, and trying to get the best deal for the team. So, as we gear up for what promises to be an exciting 2025 NFL season, keep your eyes peeled. Whether this trade happens or not, it's clear that the Detroit Lions are positioning themselves as serious contenders, willing to make moves that could define their season and their franchise's future. This is a team that's been on the rise, and with the right moves, they could finally take that leap into genuine Super Bowl contention. And now, Detroit Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Detroit Lions. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Detroit Lions news. The offseason is just heating up, and trust me, there's a lot more to come. Let's keep the passion alive, keep the discussion going, and keep supporting our team as they aim for greatness. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Lions!